And welcome back to another golf talk with your boy Will Dickinson. Another week of golf in the books. The PGA Tour wrapped up today and lives about around wrap up. Well, we got to talk about the crazy ending in the Travelers Championship. Another week of great golf and delivered. And I'm gonna be honest, when it's these elevated events, you always watch the weekend. I keep up with it on Thursday and Friday, but I can't really watch just one. It's not really on TV, and two, it's hard. I got a lot of stuff going on during the week. But on Saturdays, I love to watch the afternoon. On Sundays, I will be glued to my TV watching those last groups play. And man, what an ending. Scottie Scheffler, this man is inevitable. He wins again, his sixth win of the year. He joins an elite group of people. I think only 3 people ever have done that. It's Tiger like 6 times, VJ, and Nick Price, I believe. Now Scottie Scheffler is in that group with a playoff win over Tom Kim. A really, really great tournament. 18, the protesters coming on. What an ending to this tournament. And I thought that really made it, obviously you don't want protesters and, suspend it. But Tom Kim making that putt on 18 to force the playoff. It was a great spectacle. It looked like the Boston area, the New England area, in Connecticut there. A lot of fans there. It looked like a great scene and a great ending there. One of the easier tournaments on tour, and it's coming off a US Open, which is usually one of the hardest tournaments on tour. You play Pinehurst, now you're going to go play here. Was it TPC Riverside, whatever it's called, in Boston, not in Connecticut, sorry. It was a good tournament. We saw 59 from Cam Young. We got to talk about that. After 2 bad days, Cam Young goes out there, shoots a 59, had to make a 10-foot par putt, really, maybe a little less than 10 feet, but a par putt to shoot the 59 with hitting only 6 fairways and making a par on a par 5. Very impressive from Cam Young there, and really had his game kind of back. And he started off Sunday hot. He was tied for the lead at some point. I think he was 400 through 4. Just didn't play great on the back 9 there. But we got to talk about this ending, so let's talk about it. Obviously, it goes to this playoff. 8 team. Tom Kim, Tom Kim started off, hit a nice driver, perfect down the fairway. Scheffler hits his 3-wood, also perfect in the fairway. And then Scheffler, I think Scottie, he hadn't hit a driver on that hole, I don't think, at much today or at all. And so he wanted to put the pressure on Tom Kim. He hits I can't remember the club, but he hits a great shot to about 10 feet, landed just past the hole. And it was a really great shot. Then we have Tom Kim, who had that similar shot on the 72nd hole, where, man, I stood up out of my chair because I thought that shot was going in. It landed right by the hole. So he has exact same a pretty similar shot. This was like 110, 115-yard shot. He has this lob wedge in hand. You could tell the wind died down. I think they said it, or maybe Dottie said it right before he stood up over his shot, is the wind died down. He didn't hit a good shot, and it goes in the bunker. And we're like, okay, this guy's going to have to miss putt. Then we look at his lie. It's a fried egg. That's a tough lie to get, man, in a playoff. You hate to see it for Tom. Almost an impossible up and down with not any really green to work with. We saw Jordan make a similar shot, but much better lie. And he doesn't. Scottie 2 putts. He wins his 6th event. And let's talk about what Scottie Scheffler is doing, right? Because let's say he doesn't win the Open. He goes and wins the FedEx, wins 7 or 8 tournaments this year. What type of year is this going to be for Scottie Scheffler? It's going to be one of the top 10 greatest years of all time, but it's hard to see how high it can be with only one major championship. And obviously, he won the Masters. He won at Augusta. That's the one you want to win. He's now a 2-time Masters champion. But do you want to see Scottie go win another tournament? And maybe is Scottie Scheffler really good at events where you play the same tournament year in and year out? Or sorry, same courses. And I was thinking about that because his wins this year, Augusta, you play every year. A Bay Hill, you play every year. TBC Sawgrass, you play every year. Memorial, you play every year. The Travelers, it's at the same course every year. These are tournaments. Harbortown, you play every year. So he wins these tournaments. Maybe he just needs to see him a couple times. And he hasn't won the US Open, PGA, or Open, where it's a rotating course year in and year out. So maybe him and Ted Scott, it takes a little bit more time for them to recognize what they need to do on courses that they're not as familiar with. But, I mean, they're just a great duo. Another win for Scottie Scheffler. He's the best golfer in the world, and it's what he does. It was good to see Tom Kim out there. I would like him to speed up his routine. He likes to stand over a ball for a long time because he's not particularly slow at getting to the shot. It's just when he gets over it, it's a long time. It's kind of like Brian Harmon, except with Brian Harmon, it's just wiggle, wiggle. He does like 87 wiggles. Tom Kim just stands there. So it wasn't amazing. But I'm happy for Tom. He's such a bright future. Already had 3 wins on the PGA Tour. And just a good week. For him, he hasn't had an amazing year, but these last 2 weeks he's played well. With the U.S. Open and now the Travelers. Akshay was also in that final group because they had to move up the tee times. Akshay didn't have his best game today, but as a guy from Raleigh who Akshay's played at Northridge, where I'm a member at. It's great. It's great to see him. He didn't take the normal route of going to college, and he's had a great start to his career. He's already a 2-time winner on the tour. One in San Antonio at the Texas Val is a VAR. I can't remember what it's called. The Texas Open. He won that tournament week before the Masters to get in. He's been playing really good golf. He had a good U.S. Open. Again, this is only his second top 10 all year, but I thought he had a good week last week, and he just got to get more consistent, right? So sometimes down the stretch there, he kind of lost his swing. Didn't come in great, but made a nice par on the last. Got T5. A good week for Akshay, man. Just really, really happy for the way he's been playing because again, you love to see the younger dudes on tour just doing so well. Because it's not easy for them to do that. But let's go look. I'm looking at some other names that kind of stood out to me. Obviously, Tom Hoagie shot 62 today, get a T3 with Sung Jae. Sung Jae has been playing better, and I didn't realize. I guess he maybe just plays every week because he's very high in the FedEx Cup. He's like top 15, and he's right now 14th in the FedEx Cup. So he's had a very underrated year this year. Tony Finau continues his good play with JT. Tony Finau trending in the right direction. Brian Harmon had a good week after shooting 8 under today. Wyndham Clark, another good week. He buried like the last 4 holes coming in. Obviously, Cam Young shooting a 59 on Saturday. Xander had a decent week. Collins up there. So the normal guys you like to see at these elevated events played well. Homa did struggle. I mean, Jordan Spieth struggled. So there's a couple guys that struggled. And what I'm doing now is I'm ranking my top 25 golfers every week. So I kind of want to share my screen if I can and kind of just go through it. So yeah, I'm going to go share, but all right. So I'm Okay. I don't know how long I was muted. Hopefully I was not muted for that long. Technical difficulties over here with this old laptop that I'm using because my mother laptop just really doesn't work and I need to get a new one. Hideki is at 10. The top 10 was tough, that 10th spot. I went with Hideki. He's been playing really well this year. Wyndham at 11. Rahm at 12. He just hasn't been good this year in the major, so it's hard for me to just go off live stuff. Tommy Fleetwood at 13. Finau's moved up to 14. Homa's down to 15. Matt Fitzpatrick down just a little bit to 16. Tom Kim with a big rise. I think he's the biggest riser this week at 17. Terrell Hatton, who I believe is going to win live. I think it's not finished yet, but it looks like Terrell Hatton is going to win this week at the live event. That's good. I mean, I take some value into it. I don't know how much I'm supposed to, but a good win. Terrell Hatton's been good in the majors this year. I got him at 18th. I wish he was still on the PGA Tour. It's just so he's an entertaining guy to watch, but good win for him on live. See, Heath has moved down to 19. Brian Harmon, good week. And Seb Strug, I both had good weeks, but I had to move him down. 2021. JT 22, Shane Lowry 23, Pavon is 24, Cam Smith, and we got some guys that are close but just looking outside. So I like to do this. I did this with college basketball. I like to just, it keeps me kind of up to date with the game, but also I like to give my opinion. You guys can take it at face value. It's kind of like, because obviously the official World Golf rankings is the only real thing that ranks the players, right? Because at least in college basketball, you have now the coaches poll, and then you have the AP poll, you have the net rankings, you have so many different rankings. But with the official World Golf rankings, the ogre, as I like to call it, it doesn't factor in the live. You don't get as much points. Not a lot of people like it. So I try to make my own personal rankings. I'm gonna try to be updating, which is fun for me to do. But yeah, really not much else to say. Scottie Scheffler, you're good at golf. Like, what? It's hard to say when Scottie Scheffler wins, right? I just don't know. I don't have much to say because we've seen it happen so many times. If Tom Kim was one, maybe I would have something better to say. But him and Scottie and Ted Scott, man, it's a great duo. I'll say this. I loved watching Tom Kim and Scottie. They're really good friends. Obviously, share the same birthday. They just had their birthday this past 2 days ago. So happy birthday to them too. They're talking the whole time, even on the playoff. And sometimes that would be weird for me, but it's also like you're just playing golf with your boys. That's always fun. And it's good to see two guys just talking, having a good time out there on the course there. But yeah, it looked like obviously a little easier. The wet conditions probably didn't help the course. It made it softer. People were able to, control their wedges and iron shots a little easier. But again, fun week. We almost saw a hole on a par 4 with Ricky. Just a really fun week of golf here. Next week, what do we have next week? Rocket Mortgage. I don't know if a video is going to come out about Rocket Mortgage. If we get something like a Ricky Fowler win like we did last year, if something of that sort happens, I'll be open to posting. But it's tough. I don't know if I'm be able to make a video on like if I'm trying to think of a random guy like if a Tom Hoagie won, or like a I don't even have like Emilio Grillo won. I'm gonna throw that out there. If Emilio Grillo wins, that'll be a good call. But if something interesting happens, I'll make a video. But it's the Rocket Mortgage, and next week I think we got John Deere. So, and then we got Scottish Open, and we got British Open week, which is always one of my favorite weeks. Not British Open, that's disrespectful. The Open, which hella content's going to come from that. That's going to be super fun. But yeah, thanks for watching. Congrats to Scottie. Congrats to Terrell and Liv. I'm assuming he's winning. There was like 2 holes left. He had a 5-stroke lead. If he loses, that's an all-time choke. I'm going to throw that out there. Thanks for watching. Another great week of golf, and go play some golf this week and have a great time. Peace.